Although you gave me your promise that you were never gonna leave, but you did, and you always will. Because to you, it is just a thrill. Hearts breaking on the dance floor. You better hold on so they don't take you down. Heart breaking on the dance floor. You better move fast. Don't ever slow down. Trying to fight these restless nights and the beating of my heart. I can barely stay any longer. Our seconds from falling apart. Was it like in the other summer? Soon you left that warm summer breeze. Although you gave me your promise that you were never gonna leave, but you did, and you always will, you always will. It is just a thrill.
Hello everyone, thank you for coming back to my channel. So I was just filming a vintage Chanel video for IGTV. I thought I'd just try it out, see who likes it, and I think from what I gather, some of you watch both, some of you watch either or, so I just thought I'd put it on here for my YouTube audience. It's gonna be a very quick video. Head over to my Instagram to see what this IG video looked like, 'cause it's already going to be on there probably a few days ago. I think whenever I do this, I'm going to put it on IGTV first, so make sure you follow me on Instagram. So I love vintage Chanel, and I just, like I said, I wanted to put this on YouTube, so I'm just going to film a little introduction of what I'm doing. So I thought I'd do I totally lost it. I filmed so many videos today and I wasn't prepared on speaking, so I was just going to do like one of those fast music IG videos. Okay, so this is what I've done. I'm just going to do it like ad hoc, you know, because this was not planned. I have a little tray here. I cannot remember where I bought this tray. It was either in India or in HomeSense. It is literally one of those. And I actually keep my perfumes on here now. I've got all nervous. I seem to get this itchy eyebrow when I get nervous because I haven't had it all day. So I just thought I'd put all of this in here just to display it. I did used to have a lot more vintage Chanel jewellery, and I ended up selling a few pieces. Don't ask me why, but I do love jewellery, and I think that vintage Chanel was my first entry into jewellery. You have to be very careful when it comes to buying anything designer. I would stay away from places like eBay because you really don't know what you're buying. I would buy from maybe, I'm not just saying you have to buy from me because I actually don't sell hardly anything, but buying off a blogger, that would be something really good. Vestiaire Collective, because you know that it's going to be real. And yes, I've heard of stories where the odd thing is counterfeit, but these places will take it back, destroy it, give you your money back, and you're safe, and then you always have PayPal, but it's very stressful. So Vestiaire Collective and places like that are really good for finding vintage Chanel. Farfetch do amazing vintage Chanel. It's a bit pricey, but they do have amazing stuff. And Designer Exchange, which is We Buy Designer, they also have amazing, not so much vintage, it can be like pre-loved, and it can even be something that's 10 years old, which is actually not classed as vintage, but some of these, like this is not vintage, but it's about, God, I don't even know, about 10 years old. And they might have repeated it 20 years ago, 5 years ago. But yeah, I actually got this from Designer Exchange. They're called We Buy Designer on Instagram, so I always get their names mixed up. So the first thing I think I'll talk you through are these. I actually got these from Vestiaire Collective years ago. It was one of the very first pieces I got. I was working at Harrods. I used to wear all black at Harrods, and you're not allowed to wear that much jewellery, so and when you're tired as well, like jewellery is a really good tip for when you are tired. I said that with my Alessandra Rich earrings the other day on one of my previous videos, that if you just put them on even if I don't have this on. If you just put them on like this, it kind of brightens up your face. And I used to wear all day, all black, wearing these. And these are just, they've always got earrings like this, all kind of different kinds. It's very hard to show you on film or a picture, but it must always have this here on the back. Can you see? But I would just buy from places like Vestiaire, Designer Exchange, Farfetch, these kind of places. And yet you are going to pay a premium compared to someone like me, which I'll explain later, but at least you know where it's come from. Okay, so people like me, I don't sell vintage jewellery or anything like that, but from all of my contacts back when I was styling full time, I had lots of different contacts from different countries where they don't actually sell online, and they don't actually sell, sometimes they do for premium, but they would sell to people like me, stockists, stylists, people like that, people that were going to buy in bulk, and you get a really good rate. No, I'm not telling you who they are, but mainly because I'm not allowed, because it is for industry people. So I get a lot of my bits from them. I got this from them, I got this from them. This actually became really popular. I got this really easy, this hair clip. This is one of my newest pieces, and I just saw it, really liked it, didn't pay too much for it, because I got it from one of my, what are they called, distributors, collectors? No, I'm the collector. And they really weren't that sought after, and you could get quite a few clips, and they were even on eBay for like £120. I didn't look into it, which ones they were. And then I put this, I'm not saying it was just me, but I did put this on a swipe up link to one on eBay that I knew was a real one. And now they're like £900 because they're very on it, and they all share information. As soon as something becomes like, maybe they sold 3 or 4, they'll up the price, which is really annoying. You just have to get in there quick. So yeah, got this hair clip. I love this. And this was kind of like, now that it's a trend, like, again, not saying it's me or anything like that, but now it is a trend to have like the Gucci hair clip. So that might have also affected why the prices went up with this. One of my very first pieces, and my ultimate favourite ever vintage Chanel pieces, for 2 reasons, is this. I got this from a vintage store in Elscourt in Chelsea that doesn't exist anymore. And it was a tiny little shop, and I used to really love it. They had the most amazing pieces, hit and miss sometimes. I saw this and I just met Paris, and I was actually, I remember exactly what it was. I was going to buy him a load of new clothes in High Street Kensington, like Zara, H&M, and he was never into clothes, he still isn't. And I said, okay, if I go and buy you all these new clothes, will you wear them? And that's literally how it started. So I was doing that, walking back to his flat, and I saw this in the window, and I fell in love with it. And it wasn't as, I've seen this in Paris for sale once, I've only ever seen it once before, and it was something like £4,000. It might have even been more than that. And that was nowhere near this much. It wasn't even 1,000. And I just remember thinking, that is the most beautiful Chanel piece I've ever seen in my life. I need it. I used to be really into chunky jewellery. I still love chunky jewellery, but now I have like my De Beers, my Van Cleef. I'm actually really love fine jewellery, but I do love chunky jewellery, the 90s stuff. And I remember I rang my mum and I was like, oh, it's just, you know, can't have it. And I just mentioned it to Paris, and he went back the next day and he actually bought me it, and I cherish it so much. I came home and it was on the breakfast bar, and I never forget that. And it's one of my, I would be devastated if anything happened to this. So it's sentimental. It is literally the first present that he ever bought me. So that's a really interesting fact. But look how exquisite it is. It's sensational. It's beautiful. If they brought that back now, I think it would be around 3,000 or something like that. So yeah, bought that from a boutique. It's really good to find these boutiques, and I recommend going to France, Paris. Cannes has a couple. That is probably your best place to get things like this, because the price is a little bit cheaper. There's a place in Saint-Germain called Catherine B's, and it's more like a museum, and I think she has a true obsession, and she's crazy. And my theory is that she prices everything so high that no one buys them, because I will go in there like 8 years ago and then she's still got the same pieces. I guarantee that that's still there. So if you want to pay like 4,000 for it, she has it, and I'm sure that's her tactic. But just for going to see, like, for a museum, you can buy them for extortionate prices, but it's worth going just if you like vintage jewellery. This my mum bought me for Christmas about 5 years ago. I'd asked for it. Dealers, that's what it is, a dealer. So yeah, I know that's teasing you, but it's like anything, you know, when you're in an industry and you're buying things a lot of the time and you're giving them constant work and you build up a relationship, you know, it's like anything. Like if you're an art dealer or a property developer, you're going to get inside information. So it's just how it is, and that comes with being in the business for like over 10 years. So that was from one of them. I showed my mum it and she bought me it, and I just loved it that you can wear. You'll see in the video, you can wear it. I didn't do this in the video because it takes so long. When I was in Nuke Fashion Week once with my friend Nathan, we put in a high ponytail and we wrapped it around the high ponytail, and it looks great like that. And I'll put up a picture here. I went to my friend Tatiana Carolina's hair extension place. I was going to a Chanel Cuba show and she'd done a French plait for me, and I said, can you weave this through the plait? And now that's like a thing that they do now, and that I definitely did start. Like, you can ask her, that definitely was my idea, but she says that as well. And now she specializes in putting Chanel brooches and Chanel ribbons and stuff like that. So I recommend buying a belt because you can wear it around the waist, you can wear it around the hips, you can wear it here, you can wear it, oh actually I didn't do that in the video and I think I'm going to do it now. You can also wear it as a bracelet. I've worn this as a bracelet so many times, and this is a really good one actually because it has a hook, can you see? So I can literally hook it in to any of the links and it goes in fine. I'm actually going to pop that into the video because I forgot. So yeah, you can wear that all the time like this, voila. So that's what I love about vintage Chanel jewellery. I love all the 90s pieces. I think I've covered everything. There's one pair of earrings that I'm so desperate for. They're like huge gold CCs. If anybody sees them, please let me know, but normally when I find them, they're extortionate, so I'm hoping that Chanel brings them back. The last piece I'm going to talk about is this. I discovered this on Instagram a few months ago. I don't know what to do because she told me not to tag her. I bought them, paid full price. I always like to support new brands whenever I can. I never asked for a discount. I never asked for anything gifting. The only thing I did ask her is I was buying a lot. I bought this one and these three, and I just said on the basis of me buying 4, can you give me a little bit off? And she did. So that was on the basis of being a customer, and she actually didn't want me to tag her because she's so busy. So I'm going to mention her, and I'll text her and see if she minds me. I can't get that off now. If she minds me talking about it, but you know, being busy is great. So what this actually is, I don't want to see my mouth. This is a vintage button, and then this is costume jewelry. So this is not a Chanel piece that ever existed. This is something that, like a vintage piece, sometimes she puts like Givenchy chains on a Chanel button, and these are all buttons. So she collects and sources, and she'll have a dealer, probably like what I was telling you about. Chanel dealer, not drug dealer or anything like that. And she gets really exquisite buttons, and she has a little workshop and she makes them. So they are original Chanel pieces, but the chain normally isn't, and she sells them for around $230, something like that. So you're paying like $200 for the button, like a rare button, and then she puts it together like this. I have seen quite a few other accounts on Etsy and Instagram and places like this, but please be careful because I can even tell from the pictures that the buttons are, you can buy in bulk vintage Chanel buttons from eBay and Etsy, and they're not real, and people are buying them in bulk and doing this, and some aren't being truthful that they're buttons. Whereas the girl that I found in LA is called Soul Vintage, Beautiful Soul Vintage, something like that. I'll leave it in the link below. I hope she doesn't, oh, I'm gonna ask her. I don't want us to be inundated because I know she already is. She's very truthful that they're buttons and this is costume jewellery. So you kind of get what you pay for. It's nowhere near the price of a Chanel jewellery. But yeah, I think I've explained it. That's why she's so busy, because you get a beautiful necklace like this that is like $200. Around that, to £100. So yeah, that's a really like unique find, an alternative for someone that, because these are quite expensive. These can be like £2,000, these ones. So as you can imagine, if you love Chanel vintage jewellery and you don't want to spend that much, or you can't afford that much, this is a really good alternative. I bought them because I just loved the idea. For me, it was nothing to do with the price. Not saying I'm like millionaire or anything like that, because I'm not, but I just loved it that it was like the buttons, because I really love Chanel buttons. Whenever I buy a jacket, I am basically buying it for the buttons, and I've said that when I've showed you my vintage Chanel jackets. So I love the buttons and I loved the idea, and I literally wanted something like this and it didn't exist. So I was the one, she does pearls anyway, but I actually said to her, can we do a pearl? And we worked together on it, and we worked for Instagram DM. And yes, that was that. So go and check out my Instagram, the IGTV video. I might make the edit a bit different, so it's, you know, you're not seeing the same thing. I'll leave links below to anything similar. I'll do a list of places where I think it's good to keep checking. So they might not have this, for example, but keep checking all the time and you might find something. And I'll try and find exact matches to what I've got, so don't forget to check out the description box. So that's the end of the video. Thank you for watching. Let me know what you'd like to see next. Maybe vintage Chanel ready-to-wear, vintage Chanel bags, my Chanel bag collection, my Hermes collection. Let me know, because I always go by what the recommendations are. I'm going to film one more video, and that's going to be a Zara haul, and that is going to be next on my IGTV, and I don't think I'm going to put that one on my YouTube channel, so make sure you head over to my Instagram. So thanks for watching, and I hope you enjoyed this, and I'll see you in the next one.